field trip today to go to the Petrified Forest National Park. And the whole family gets to go today because Petrified Forest National Park is a pet-friendly park. Yay! So we can bring the kids.
And it's a 1 hour drive.
And it's only a 1 hour drive away. We are camping at Homolovi State Park in Winslow, Arizona. Dinosaurs! That is so cool. Petrified Forest Gift Shop, Information Center, Museum. Is that part of it right there?
No, I think
That looks like just,
businesses
yeah. Park.
8 to 6.
Okay. Here we are. Petrified Forest National Park.
The Petrified Forest, and it's a 28-mile scenic drive, and you can go there and see petrified wood from when that used to be a rainforest back in days of yore. And then you can also go and do the Blue Mesa, which is like a loop.
Which is part of that. You just pull off of, it's in the Petrified Forest.
Yes, and you can go see the Painted Desert, the Blue Mesa part of the Painted Desert, which is really nice because all the canyon walls have like different colors and all that.
It's really pretty.
There's lots of pull-offs. There's a few trails you can go walk, from anywhere from a 1/3 mile to I think one was over 2 miles, right?
Right, and they have other trails that you can access too that are even longer. Like piles of sand, and then like somebody carried rocks up on top.
Little sand dunes.
Yeah. It does look like a little mini Badlands, doesn't it?
It does.
Did you see the sign, be back in your car at 7?
Yeah.
Or the coyotes will eat you?
Come on, girls. We only got so much daylight.
The Crystal Forest was once a forest. And had all these critters here.
Yeah. Good big moth here.
They're so cool. They look like rocks. So, hard to believe this was once a forest, right? Now, if you're interested in the Painted Desert, keep watching because that's more towards the I-40 entrance. That's towards the end of this video. And the Painted Desert is breathtaking. The colorful views that you see there. But know that that's near the I-40, so it's a nice... I kind of like the direction that we went. We came in on Highway 180. We went out on Interstate 40, and it just got more stunning as we drove along. Also know that there is no camping or boondocking for RVs there. And the only thing is that you can backpack camp there. Heads up, there are limited bathrooms along this route, limited snacks also, but they do have snacks on both ends. The I-40 end has a little bit more than the Highway 180 end. Well, there's one. Maybe that's how it falls. Why is that one so much lighter? Yeah. these out. Huge. So within the park is an old section of the historic Route 66. There are old telephone poles that you can see. And there's also an old Studebaker along the side of the road that's really cool to get out and take some pictures. There's a bunch more. So amazing. Special. Agate Bridge is a petrified log that's across a gully, and we saw that. It's kind of towards the beginning. There's a Jasper forest, a crystal forest. So our favorite parts were the painted desert and the crystal forest. Really getting to see those petrified logs up close and learn about them was really neat. And they look like they'd been sawn apart, but that's just a natural way they broke apart. And this is the Blue Mesa Loop that we're going on now. Well, I guess we're not on the loop yet. We're on the entry road. You can do the 4-mile loop or in your car and or 1-mile walking trail. Reduce speed ahead. Blue Mesa is a 3.5-mile loop road with just, you can overlook colorful geology there, and a really nice hike if you wanted to do the walk. That's so cool.
Okay.
All those washes down there, that's so cool. Ooh, there's another one. Look at there. Drive up. Shift in color.
See it over there?
Oh. Ooh.
Ooh.
You want to do that, Daddy?
It goes down all the way over there. Where does it come back at?
I don't know. More petrified wood out there. You know how heavy it is.
Oh, I bet it's heavy. And solid as solid stone almost.
I don't want that white deposited out there we see. See the white? I don't know. I have no idea. What was it at Rock Canyon? It was gypsum. But I don't think that's gypsum.
Teepees.
Oh, those are the teepees right there. Got them. Oh, and here's another pull off.
Off of the teepees.
Very pretty.
Halfway.
Buried in time. Read about it.
If these hills could talk, and these badlands due in the erosional pattern of the Blue Mesa member of the Chinle Formation, sediments of the Blue Mesa member were deposited by a vast tropical river system that flowed through this area during the late Triassic period, similar to the Amazon River basin today. So how do we know what this area was like 225 million years ago? Several characteristics about a rock, like the color, rock type, stacking patterns, and fossils they contain, give clues to geologists and tell a very specific story about how these environments changed through time. It sort of feels a little bit like Badlands.
I know, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That was a fun trip. I enjoyed the Badlands. Pueblo. There are ruins and petroglyphs there, some as old as 2,000 years. So definitely check out those ancient ruins from the Puebloans, and there's some at the beginning at the first museum area. The agate house is there, and then there's some other ruins as you go along, and petroglyphs there as well as newspaper rock, where you can see many petroglyphs on that rock. Oh look, petroglyphs right there. The Kachina panel, circular faces on dark rock.
More right here.
Yeah. So cool. All right. Come on, Luna. Dad's ahead of us. Come on, Luna. I read 200 people lived here at some point. The Kiva. Puerto River.
It's flowing.
Uh-huh. There it is. Yeah, it is. views of the Painted Desert. So other inhabitants and visitors were Spanish explorers back in the day, also American explorers, and there was even an experiment with the U.S. Camel Corps, and that was led by E.F. Beale, who was sent out to survey and build a wagon road through the area. But for whatever reason, the U.S. Camel Corps kind of fell apart after that because they thought camels would be perfect for this desert. So I don't know why they dropped having the camels, but once upon a time there was a U.S. Camel Corps. Pretty cool, huh? That's pretty. What?
Picnic table.
There it is, to the left. I wonder why those things are blinking. The gates. Maybe they just blink all the time. Okay, the last lookout. Ooh, of the Painted Desert. A historic inn, now a museum. Doesn't look very big, does it? I love it. Ooh, they have food. Come on, Nuna.
There's pink sand.
I know, it's so pretty. Look at all the water snaking through it. Luna.
And the trails that we saw mostly were pretty nice. They were like paved trails. They weren't rocky and rutted trails. They were pretty decent trails to walk on.
There's a nice rim trail that goes from the Painted Desert Inn. It's a museum now. It's really cool. It's older. I don't know how old, but you can kind of walk through there, and that walks along the rim that leads from there. And I forget the name of that trail, but they'll give you a map and you can see the trails. But the best thing about this park is it is pet friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring your dog.
Bring doggy feet.
They can walk the trails with you. They just can't go in buildings. And we were so excited, so we took our dogs, wore them out, but it did get hot and the pavement was really hot, and they did have to sit out a couple of walks while we took turns going back because it just seemed like it was too hot. There's absolutely no shade there at all. Well, they do have like little shade houses, which we would like hurry and get to the shade house.
Yeah, not all of them.
and cool our feet, and then we would walk, and if there was dirt or grass, that wasn't too bad, but just know that in the heat, and it was only in the 80s, I think, when we were there, upper 80s probably.
Mid-80s. The scenic drive off of I-40, you can either going west, you can get off, going east, you can get off, and then you just get off and you go the 28-mile drive and you get back on I-40 from whichever end you didn't start from, and you continue on. Now, that being said, no matter which end you get on, they're going to have a gift shop there for you and things to buy and look at and do that. And then the one probably would be the west side. I believe had the restaurant, C-store, gas.
Yeah, little cafe,
visitor center, another couple of visitor centers, I guess, was there. I didn't walk to the one.
Yeah, that was on the Painted Desert end of it.
Right. So they do have
the I-40 end of it there.
Yeah, that end of it. So at that end of it, they did, like I said, they had a restaurant there. They had a convenience store there with the gasoline, and then of course the gift shops.
Yeah.
And so that is the scenic drive tour from the Petrified Forest, including the Painted Desert and Blue Mesa.
And we were there for 7 hours.
The time we left here to the time we got home, it took us about a 7-hour day. Now I don't know how many pictures your wife takes. You can do it in 4 hours. But some people it might take 7 hours to do.
Well, and my picture taken was limited because I did have a dog with me. Just saying.
So that's how we got done in 7 hours.
But it took it, even though it wasn't an in and out scenic drive, it took a lot longer than we thought, just because it's so beautiful, and a lot of those places had little walks you had to do, so you had to factor that in.
Right. Gary and Sharon, Ruff Road RV Life. Click like and subscribe. We like looking at freedom. Like I said, we're all packed up.
Ready to go.
Safe travels.
Bye.